Yeah. Y'all watching the Grind Ethiks Mixtape Show, and I'm your host, Viktory BX Supreme Promoter. Basically, you know what I mean? I'm Shane. Basically. Yeah, what up? What up? Thank y'all for watching the new episode of the Grind Ethics Mixtape Show. Anybody that like this episode, I'd be very grateful if anyone could follow me on Instagram, TikTok, or if anyone could bless me with a friendly donation. It doesn't have to be too much. All the links are down below. Okay, all the links are down below. And also, if you definitely like this episode of Grind Ethics, hey, share, like, subscribe. But when you do subscribe, ring that bell or click on that bell so whenever I upload new videos, y'all be the first ones to get it. But anyway, on this episode of Grind Ethics, I want to talk about a very influential. I can't even pronounce that word right. Influential. Anyway, a very popular artist named Micheal Jean Basquiat. Micheal Jean Basquiat. Yo, I actually gave a brother. I traded a brother. I gave a brother. I was on 125th Street selling a bunch of bucket hats, and I actually gave a brother a bucket hat in exchange for this picture. I'm like, yo, this is Basquiat. I've been hearing about him since I was a kid. Micheal Jean Basquiat. He was he did a lot. He did a few forms of art. He was a painter. He was a music producer. He was a DJ. You know, he did different types of art, but his main thing, his main form of art was doing art for galleries. That was his main thing. He was more of a canvas type of artist. You know, his whole thing was painting and spray painting. That was his thing. And he first started, you know, bombing on wars. You know what I'm saying? In the streets of Manhattan with his homeboy Al Diaz. They would they they created a saying called Samo, Samo, which was real big in the graffiti world in the 1970s. And in a way that's how Basquiat became recognized. Was through the Samo thing, you know. Now Basquiat, originally he's from Brooklyn, New York. He was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, from two Caribbean parents. His father was Haitian, his mother was Puerto Rican. Um, and then he went to school in Manhattan, though. He went to school in Manhattan, but his very strict father kicked him out the house when he was like 15, 16. So he was running the streets of Manhattan by himself. And he was doing all types of art while he was homeless. All types, different types of art. That's when he really got big with the whole Samo thing. When he got kicked out his crib, you know, and getting kicked out his crib, uh, it was kind of like a blessing in disguise because he just did whatever he wanted to do, and he was free to do whatever, you know. Go to Matt, he was free to bomb everywhere, Samo everywhere, and like I said, that's how he got recognized. And later on in life, he ran into his one of his favorite artists called Andy Warhol. Andy Warhol was an artist, a famous artist already, who was famous since the 50s or 60s. He was very established, real popular in the art world or in the gallery art world or whatever. And he took Basquiat under his wing. He took him under his wing and I don't know if he ever actually taught him anything, but Andy Warhol was kind of like the bridge between Basquiat and the rest of the art world. You know, he basically introduced him to money. You know, I don't know if Andy actually taught him anything, because in the movie, in the true life movie, now I don't know if it's true because everything that's in the true life movie is not true. Andy Warhol told Basquiat, yo, there's nothing I could teach you. That's how much of a genius Basquiat was. His own, mentor was like, yo, listen, there's nothing I could teach you. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if he said that. But Andy Warhol was definitely the bridge between him and between Basquiat and the art world. Now, Basquiat, his thing was to portray Black people in the art world, because Black people wasn't being portrayed enough in the art world. So he portrayed Black people the way he wanted to, in his own way, by creating like real abstract art or whatever, and he was criticized for the type of art that he was doing, because a lot of people was referring to him as a street writer or a street artist or a graffiti artist, or some people were saying what he was doing wasn't art, because a lot of people, even to this day, from the art world, the gallery art world, are very snobbish, and he caught a lot of slack. But it's been said that Basquiat made $1 million a year doing gallery art, regardless of how much slack he was getting. He was breaking in the dough for real. He was getting that flow. And even though he was making more money than his father still wasn't his father wasn't satisfied with him. Even though he was making more money than his father, he wasn't jealous or nothing. But his thing was, oh, you're not a doctor, you're not a lawyer, you're not an accountant like me, you're not, because his father was an accountant, or you're not an engineer or whatever, you don't have no prestige job. So, because like I said, his father was a strict West Indian Haitian guy, and a lot of West Indian people want their kids or want their sons and daughters to be doctors, lawyers, or have some prestige, job or whatever. But this brother Basquiat made way more money than a doctor and a lawyer, but his father still wasn't satisfied. It wasn't like Basquiat was still in the street asking people for money and stealing shit. No, he was an artist that was getting paid $1 million a year supposedly, but his father still wasn't satisfied, and 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 that kind of contributed to his drug overdose when he died. He died actually a year after Andy Warhol. In 1988. 1988. He actually died after his mentor. But oh yeah, just to let you know, he was born in 1960. Basquiat was born in December 22nd, 1960. I know I'm late with that, but whatever. Just in case you're interested. But yeah. And that goes to show, that's a lesson to y'all artists. Don't try to satisfy your family members or your friends or whatever, because your parents or whoever might not be satisfied on how you're making your money. And there's nothing wrong with how you're making your money. You could be making your money doing something positive and something that you love doing, but somebody has a problem with it. Either your parents, your somebody in your family, or somebody that's in your friend base or whatever. Don't try to satisfy nobody. That's a lesson that I got from Basquiat, trying to, trying to bond with his father. Telling his father, "Yo, look how much money I'm making, Dad." And his dad still wasn't satisfied. So don't go crazy. Do what you do. Enjoy doing what you do. Love what you do, and make your money. But don't go crazy trying to satisfy people with the type of money that you're making. Don't do that. You're gonna hurt yourself, or you might hurt yourself. And that's why I got from his story, the ending of his story, which was or the ending of his life, which was a drug overdose. You don't want to do drugs just to escape the reality that your parents are not satisfied in what you do. It's not that serious. You're taking it too serious. If that's the case, and some of you artists that might be watching, you have that mindset. Oh, I want my parents to be proud of me. I want them to be proud of me. It don't matter. Listen, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm not the man, or I didn't turn out to be the type of man that my parents want me to be. Okay, I'm not, but that's okay. It's okay with me. I don't take it too serious in my mind, and I don't put too much meaning behind it, and I don't cry about it. My parents love me, and I love them, and that's all that matters. As long as we can have some type of common ground, I don't really care if they're not proud of me. I mean, we still talk, right? We still get along, and that's all that matters. If they don't like what I do, then it's whatever. Parents expect too much from their kids. Big shout out to the parents who don't expect nothing from their kids. Big shout out to y'all. Big shout out to the parents who love their kids, but don't expect nothing from their kids when they grown. You know? But yeah, Basquiat, going to Micheal Jean Basquiat. Basquiat was the man. He was the man. He was definitely the man, yo. I've check out. There's different documentaries on YouTube talking about Basquiat, and also there's old throwback interviews of Basquiat. Check that out. Anyway, I'm out, y'all. If you like this episode, hey, like I said, all my links are down below. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram. If you want, you could donate to me. Grind Ethiks Cash app, and share, like, ring the bell. Subscribe and all that good stuff. And I'm out. And remember, peoples, tell a friend to tell a friend. That's all about the mother effing grind. Basically.